Hey everyone, I'm Ultimate456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 180 of Let's Platinum Elden Ring. This is it, the final episode. Let's do this. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Magma Worm's Scale Sword. Everything else I'm going to keep as is. Even this doesn't really matter. So I made a slight error last time. I said that this was the Dung Eater. It's actually not, it's Shabriri. And the reason, the only way to get Shabriri is if you go and do the Frenzied Flame thing in the, where is it, Lanedale Catacombs. It's one of these. Yeah, this one, Frenzied Flame Prescription. You can go down there, you can gain access to the Frenzied Flame, and then you can have Shabriri for this fight. I decided to pass that opportunity up, and I will be getting the Frenzied Flame later because we need it for an ending, but I'm going to pass that up and I'm just going to use Loux Warrior for this fight. Alright, so this is going to be, probably an hour-long episode. There are 3 boss fights left in the entire game. They are all quite challenging, and I hope that I can pull it off. I've done extensive practice. I'll be completely honest with you right now. These boss fights are not really strategy friendly. It's more about just practicing and learning all their moves until you essentially get good and win. They are very, very, very frustrating. I was getting super frustrated, but then eventually after enough practice I was able to do it. This first fight is much easier when you use Loux Warrior. Here we go.
It's been a long while, Morgoth. Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured, the Elden Ring resteth close at hand. Alas, I am returned. To be granted audience once more. Upon my name as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
Alright, it's time to fight Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. It looks like that guy was right. He did see Godfrey. Okay, Godfrey is weak against slash damage, and the Magma Worm Scale Sword is slash damage. Loux does an obscene amount of damage. She's just very, very, very good. So just have her helping you out. Watch out for the aggro change, you know, that's gonna really hurt. You will probably die. There you go. You will probably die at least sometimes. On my first attempt on practice I died, and then I won fairly easily the second time. So it could be a bit of, you know, a pot luck, you know, a bit of a gamble, but it's just how it goes. So I'm gonna try my best here to win, and we'll see what happens. And then after that, oh man, this is gonna be a tough final episode unless, you know, unless my skills prove adequate, because I was practicing quite a bit, and some of the things that I did I was like, alright, that was good, and I was learning as I went, and yeah. Alright, I'm just waiting for her to be summoned. Let's go. I'm not gonna even bother with rune arcs or anything like that. I'm just gonna keep it simple and try and beat him as easily as I can. His attacks are quite different from when you fought him as a shade. You could probably use the dual rapiers as well if you want to inflict a little bit of bleed, but his weakness is slash damage. gotta watch out for his stomping attacks. They have a ridiculous range. And if you're not prepared, yeah, like this. So I'm probably... Damn! I was like, please don't kill me. I think what I might do... Be right back. Okay, let's try this again. I changed my my talismans. I took off the saw seals just because they do, like, obviously they help raising my stats and everything, but they also increase the amount of damage I take. So I decided to change to Alexander's Warrior Shard for some extra damage on my skill, and Ritual Sword Talisman for extra damage on my attack if I have full health. And that went, oh wow, I couldn't have been any more perfect. It's alright, I'll eventually get this, it's not really a big deal. The fact that I got it on my second try during practice was like a little... I was like, maybe I shouldn't have. Or, not maybe I shouldn't have, but... maybe I should have tried to do the fight a little bit more, but because it just went so well, I was like, yeah, it should be fine. Alright, here we go, we're getting somewhere now. You just gotta watch out for those big attacks, that's all. Like, yeah, the stomps and the axe slams. Okay, so this one's gonna hurt. Well, this one's gonna be bad. And then I think there's a second one, isn't there? No? I'm kind of just waiting around to see. There's that one. When he pulls it out of the ground, I think, yeah. And of course I'm in directly in the firing line because the camera just changes and it makes it so awkward to be able to tell exactly which way he's facing. Alright, Nepheli has done a good job, so now I'm gonna help her out. See. Okay, here we go. Second phase.
That will be all. Thou didst me good service, Sirosh. I've given thee courtesy enough. Now I fight as Hoarah Loux. Warrior!
Okay, yep. Hoarah Loux Warrior. So from the intro, the tarnished Hoarah Loux Warrior, and obviously we have Nepheli here, who is most likely, I think, his daughter. I'm not 100% sure. When I did this fight for the first time, I was so, like, frustrated because he is just relentless. He's very, very powerful. He's going to kill Nepheli in a moment here. I would like to be able to at least do one of these. Oh, perfect timing, Nepheli. You know what, Nepheli? You couldn't have done a better thing right there. Oh, crap. Okay, so if he does that, you're gonna get hurt. Probably gonna die here. Oh, maybe not. I think you can jump that, and then that one as well. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this. Nice. Not nice. Run. Very big attack. Let's try this. Ah, he got me. Okay, we're still in with a chance. He's almost dead. No! Come on. Oh. Ah! Yes! Come on, you're dead. Take some damage. Roll. This is ridiculous. Yes. Okay. Oh boy. Brave tarnished, thy strength befits a crown. Did I get it in time? Yeah, I think so. Remembrance of Hoarah Loux and Hoarah Loux warrior. Yeah, so we heard about him in the intro. Just quickly with the story-wise, didn't they say? I mean, the beginning of the story is like the tarnished are seeking to become Elden Lord, and maybe a tarnished has not become Elden Lord yet. I think something to that effect. But if that's the case, then that's not true, because Hoarah Loux was one of the tarnished they mentioned, and I think what the implication is, Hoarah Loux took on his regent Sarosh, which is written on one of the pieces of gear, I can't remember which one. He took on the regent Sarosh and then became essentially weaker, or at least not weaker, but he became Godfrey. And I think that's what it is, but he's a tarnished as well, so I don't know, interesting and weird at the same time. Alright, we've got a bunch of... Let's quickly go over to the round table hall just to get some extra stuff. I didn't even get the other stuff. I'll quickly show that off. Hang on. So if we go here, we can buy... Let's buy... Let me just check something. Okay, we did buy everything. Okay, so you can get Melania's winged helm, Melania's armor, Melania's gauntlet, and Melania's greaves. Melania's gauntlet. Now that is attention to detail, because she's only got one arm. And then you can get the Elden Lord crown, Elden Lord armor, Elden Lord braces, and Elden Lord greaves. In terms of remembrances, you can get the Axe of Godfrey, or the Ash of War Hoarah Loux's Earthshaker, weapon of Godfrey, Elden Lord. It was broken in a battle fought as the leader of the Tarnished during the Long March. That's the first time we've ever heard of something called a Long March, I think. This weapon is symbolic of Godfrey's vow to conduct himself as a lord, later becoming an emblem of the golden lineage. In the days of the past, a crown was warranted with strength, and it comes with regal roar. Let loose a mighty war cry, raising attack power while sending out a shockwave that cannot be guarded against by stomping the ground. While active, strong attack becomes a lunging slash. And then Hoarah Loux's Earthshaker. Slam both hands onto the ground to violently shake the earth and unleash a shockwave. Follow up with an additional input to slam the ground again. And then Melania's one is Remembrance of the Rock Goddess. Miquella and Melania are both the children of a single god. As such, they are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, and the other harbored rot within. Okay, so you know which is which. Then we've got Hand of Melania. Blade built into Melania's prosthetic arm. Through consecration, it is resistant to rot. Melania's war prosthesis symbolized her victories. Some claim to have seen wings when the weapon was raised aloft. Wings of fierce determination that have never known defeat. Her famous line. And it actually comes with waterfowl dance. Perform a series of one-footed leaps in the manner of a waterfowl to unleash a swift yet graceful slashing combo. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. And Scarlet Aeonia. Technique of Melania, the goddess of rot. Creates a gigantic flower that blooms into an explosion of scarlet rot. Each time the scarlet flower blooms, Melania's rot advances. It has bloomed twice already. With the third bloom, she will become a true goddess. Huh. Maybe that's something as well. Alright, I think we read everything else. I'm just having a quick look. Yeah, it looks good to me. Alright, and we've got all the gear. Oh, I guess we could read the gear as well. So, Melania's headpiece. Winged helm made of unalloyed gold, worn by Melania, Blade, and Miquella. Melania awaited Miquella at the foot of the husk. My brother will keep his promise. He possesses the wisdom, the allure of a god. He is the most fearsome Empyrean of all. I'll just check if... gosh, her gear is... There it is. Yeah, okay, everything else is the same. And Elden Lord, I've actually just read this so I know it's all the same. The Age of the Erd Tree began amongst conflict, when Godfrey was lord of the battlefield. He led the war against the giants, faced the Stormlord alone, and then there came a moment when his last worthy enemy fell, and it was then, as the story is told, that the hue of Lord Godfrey's eyes faded. So, yeah, he became the most powerful, and then because he was the most powerful, he didn't have competition. There's no point in having power if you don't have competition. Okay, cool. Blasphemous Blade. I'm just switching things up a little bit here so we can continue. Okay, let's go to Elden Throne. Alright, let's go try and finish off the last two bosses. Yeah, I kind of have to spoil things a little bit there. It is going to be a double boss fight. Oh, not a double boss fight, but it's one after the other. Normally I wouldn't spoil something like that, but it's necessary because I need to explain. As I said, the strategy is a bit tricky, but I need to explain how I'm doing things anyway. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the spell, or the incantation, Lord's Divine Fortification. I am also going to put Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. And I was going to put Flame Grant Me Strength, but I don't think I actually need it. I literally don't think I need anything else. Just trying to think if there's anything else that would be like even remotely useful. Honestly, like there probably is something, but I don't know like what you could use. So I'm just going to go with this and hope that it works out. I was going to use Flame Grant Me Strength. I think I just said that, and you know what, I'll put it there just in case. I don't think I need it. Wondrous Physic, I'm actually going to put the Lightning Shrouding crack tier as well as the Opaline Heart tier. And Flasks, I would like 10 and 4 is fine. You can do 11 and 3 if you want. You can do whatever you want really, but yeah. Okay, so now we go to face the final two bosses. This is not going to be easy. I have practiced this first boss many times, and I have I wouldn't say it's down pat, but I'm pretty good at it now. You definitely want these items. Ritual Sword Talisman is good. Shard of Alexander, I'm going to probably switch that for the Claw Talisman because I try and do a few jumping attacks, and that does a little bit more than the Shard of Alexander. It's not really much else you can really use. I just suggest, honestly, don't use the Saw Seals. They just inflict too much damage upon you. You could also Crimson Seed Talisman, honestly, boosting the HP restoration of your Flask of Crimson Tears is pretty good. And maybe if you want, you can have the Bestial Vitality to get some extra small amounts of health. But this is basically the setup that I want. It's the best thing I've got. I'm going to start with Lord's Divine Fortification, switch to my shield, and enter. Alright, here we go. This is Radagon of the Golden Order. Yeah. Look, in all honesty, the music in this game, I do like it, but it's not very familiar. Like, it's not memorable to me. But this theme is the menu screen theme, like at the beginning of the game. So this one is kind of memorable to me. Alright, so Radagon of the Golden Order. He is a fairly difficult boss. Most of his attacks you can avoid by rolling towards him rather than away from him. I'm just kind of showing off as much as I can here at the start. The best way to beat him is definitely to exploit his poise damage weakness, because yeah, he can be knocked down. He's a little bit more durable than Melania, but he can be knocked down. Damn. Lord's Divine Fortification. Okay, when he does this move, just roll towards him as he lands. Hold R2. few more L1s. Okay. Ow. Okay, if he's doing... No, not that move. Probably gonna die here. Yep, okay, that's fine. I kind of wanted to, like, I didn't want to beat him on my very first try, so yeah. I'll just, I'll stay here, won't come back, because I'll just show you what it looks like when you, after you lose. Yeah, there's really, he's very similar to Melania in the sense that it's all about learning all of his moves. You really just have to learn all of his moves, and it's very frustrating, but yeah, you kind of just have to learn it. There is one move that he uses which is a little tricky to dodge, but if you can actually pull it off, you can really hit him hard. And I want to show that off because that's how you do a considerable amount of damage to him. So we're going to skip the cutscene here. I always start the fight with a jumping R2, then I go R1, R1, and a third one if you can. Third one will work about half of the time. This grab move, you gotta wait a little bit. Okay, he managed to grab me. You gotta wait about 2.5 seconds and then roll towards him. So he did manage to kill me. Let's try that again. Also, don't worry about the whole 3 endings thing where I haven't forgotten. We can still make a save after we win these fights. So yeah, don't worry too much. Alright, so as I said, we're going to start with a jumping R2, and then we're going to follow up with... Whoops, I missed. That's okay. Follow up with some R1s. On that third hit, you want to try and dodge before he has a chance to attack. Here, just try and dodge towards him, and again, he usually goes for 2. After you've played the fight for like an hour, you'll probably recognize which is going to be which. This is an attack that has a delay on it. I don't like that attack very much. Okay, this grab... Wait, now... okay, I managed to avoid it. You got your shield as well. The shield is good in this one, so wait here and then roll towards him. Hold R2. Eventually he will fall down. Maybe after this one. I'm surprised. Maybe this next one. Nope, he disappeared. I absolutely detest this move. It is very powerful. It's very annoying. Come on. Damn. I'm gonna die. No. Okay, heal. It's still going okay. Good. Come on. Alright, so when he does this move, roll, attack, roll, attack. And then 1, 2, roll. And if you can roll behind him, you can throw out a charged R2. And he probably will... yeah, fall down at that point, and then you can finish him off with a critical hit. So right here, he should almost die. And, yep, okay, cool. Phase 1. Definitely use Lord's Divine Fortification. Definitely drink your flask, and get ready to do a big amount of damage. Okay, the final boss, the Elden Beast. I'm just going to charge up an Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike here. It's going to do a decent amount of damage. Then he's going to do this attack, and you've got to try and get around him real quick. If you do it fast enough, you can get another attack out. Honestly, the thing with this fight is, it's actually not too bad to avoid the moves that he uses. It's just about, so here you want to untarget and you want to run away from him. You're going to see a ring of light in a moment, and after you see it, you're going to jump over it and then just run out of this, and then you're fine. And then he should appear, yeah, basically right here. Okay, now he's going to probably use his sword here, so I'm going to roll. His attacks are telegraphed enough so that it's like, it's not too hard to dodge. And roll again. I missed that one. He had a nice little delay on it that so he'll do that one. His chest, you can see, has a sort of like a scratch mark on it, and that's your cue to, okay, watch out for this attack. Okay, that's fine. Fortunately, I believe that attack is holy, because it doesn't seem to do that much even if I'm close to him, and I've got like a lot of holy protection right now. So this one is Elden Stars essentially, and you just have to kind of like, whoops, he managed to clip me. I couldn't stay alive long enough to show off the rest of the fight. Okay, I will definitely show off Radagon one more time, or at least a few more times, because I like to show, you know, I want to show his fight. I want to show that I've like done it, learnt it pretty well, and so that you can see a few other attacks. He almost went through everything that we saw there, so I'm gonna definitely show it again. With Elden Beast, there's not really, like I said, the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike works because he's a very large target, but his movements and the way his hitbox works makes it a bit awkward, so it doesn't always work. But it was the best that I could come up with just to try and do as much damage as you can. But he's much easier to learn than Radagon in terms of like dealing physical damage and being able to avoid it and all that kind of stuff. Why is my damage so high? See there, you can get, and now maybe I can knock him down. Okay, he missed, and I have an opportunity. Yep, there we go. And now we'll poke him. So yeah, you can see, look how well this fight's going so far. Already half health, I haven't taken a hit. You can always throw in a charged, sorry. Now he always does this, so he's going to do this move, which is easy to dodge, and I failed. Then after that, most likely he will go into, let's see, yeah, this one. So we're going to roll, attack, roll immediately, attack, and then go 1, 2, roll. Okay, maybe 3 and then roll. I can't remember. I think I'm too close. I think that's what it is. So when this happens, damn it, I wanted to show that off. When this happens, obviously the temptation is to heal, but if you do, he's going to attack you and he's going to finish you off. So you have to avoid his moves. He's either got like a 1 swing, most commonly a 2 swing, and then even possibly a 3 swing. So you have to avoid all that and then take a sip. So it is quite challenging to recover when that happens. That was all my fault there, like the reason I got killed there. I didn't feel like he was too unfair. I felt like I just couldn't play well enough, but you know, it's how it goes. So we'll definitely get through Radagon again, and we'll get up to the Elden Beast, and fingers crossed I can show that off a little bit better. Elden Beast took me like a few minutes to defeat on my practice, so his fight does go for a while. You can definitely use guard counters against Radagon as well. Don't be too afraid, but sometimes, so like that one I should have been able to roll afterwards, but didn't give me enough time. And there's a second one. Almost all of his moves, like basically, yeah, everything just roll towards him. Okay, good. So I'm gonna wait, roll, then I'm gonna drink, then I'll throw a regular R2 because I don't have enough time to charge one. You can actually swing here if you can remember before the attack actually goes off. Okay, that's not good. Roll. I'm gonna take a sip here. Oh, okay. If you're in a favorable position, you can't, yeah, I should mention this, you can't backstab him from behind for whatever reason, but if you're in a favorable position, okay, hang on a sec. Roll, attack, roll, attack. 1, 2, roll. Maybe roll to the side? Anyway, for some reason that's not working. It was working on practice. It pretty much didn't fail once on practice, but of course when I'm actually showing it off. Roll. 1, 2. Roll. I got very lucky there. Okay, yeah, you can't backstab him, but you can attack him and then follow up with a crit immediately after that. So be aware of that. So yeah, you can attack him and from the side, and then if you can run to his front, you can still crit him. So I like to do a full charged one. He's pretty much always going to start with this move here, but if you can go around the back, just do a quick one. Am I in a good position? Yeah, see, that sometimes happens. I don't know if he's got super armor. I'm guessing that's what happened there, because that damage was pathetic. I was either hitting like the very edge of his hitbox and that's what causes the low damage, or he's got super armor, which is probably the more likely scenario. Okay, I need to also now put Lord's Divine Protection, sorry, Fortification on. He's gonna do the, yep. This move is actually pretty simple to dodge. It, like, I have failed at it before, but it's not that bad. So you just gotta run, jump, and then you run out. A lot easier than it seems. Oh yeah, and then he appears behind you. And as I said, in all honesty, using the Blasphemous Blade is probably the best way to get damage. So here he's going to throw that move that Astel has, which actually makes sense because I think he's supposed to be an outer god. But he might be the god of gods because he has Astel's move. So 1, 2, wait a second, 3, and then 4. Nice. That went pretty well. Let's take his flames. Decent amount of damage. Can also throw in a flask here. And now it's just about kind of surviving. Just play the fight slowly. It's if you've got everything that I've got, he can't do too much damage to you. See, like even that, and 1, 2, always 2 straight away. Wait a little bit. Now, it's not always going to work, but it worked all right there. I have not been able to poise break him. It is possible. He has 150 poise, according to Fextra Life, which I think is the most of any boss, which I guess makes sense. And when I say the most of any boss, like I mean, I don't think even any of the bosses we've fought up to this point, or any of the other bosses in the game have that much. Maybe they do, but I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go away from this one. Alright, we're going alright. It seems like we've got like such a long time to go, but honestly, the fight just goes so quickly at some points. Okay, this is a bad attack. Yeah, that one's hard. Then he's probably gonna do another. Oh god. I'm gonna just go for it. Did it go? Okay, it went off. I'm happy with that. That was an extra 3k damage that I didn't have 10 seconds ago. Okay, watch out for this. This is Elden Stars, so we actually know about this spell. Elden Stars sucks. It goes on for way too long. It does a tremendous amount of damage, and he still doesn't stop attacking even while it's active. I think I got a little bit lucky for his positioning, because I actually want to see this run out. Oh my god, it ran out. Cool. Alright, but most of the time that doesn't happen. Alright, so here when this happens, as soon as it reaches you, just run in a circle. You should be able to avoid it. Drink. Okay, Astel's attack. And now the flame. Just keep running to the left or right, depending on which way you started running, and you should be able to avoid it. Here's another of Astel's attacks. And again. And 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can get close enough, you can do a big jumping slash. It's really awkward the camera and the positioning that you have to be able to tell how close you are. So it's not just you. It just sucks. But yeah, the more times you do this, the easier it becomes. Oh, okay, if you get grabbed by that and you don't have the Lord's Divine Fortification, which I don't at the moment, there's a very good chance you'll die. If you do have it, you'll probably survive. But you need to be at full health as well. That's the caveat. Alright, we're doing well. We're almost there. And roll. I really want to break him down. Like, I really want to get the critical hit, just to show it off. But I don't think I have enough damage. And he also... Well, it's not that I don't have enough damage. Actually, this move is the wrong one. There we go here. Keep an eye on your stamina as well. You really got to keep an eye on your stamina. It's such a big deal in this fight. I want to hit him with Taker's Flames. I think that does good poise damage. One really good Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike will probably finish him, but it's so rare to be able to get that. Okay, he's doing this one. Okay, that's the one I thought he was doing before. So we just run away, angle the camera as so. When we see the ring approach, we do a little leap, and we do a second leap, and we do a third leap, and I was not prepared for that, but I managed to work it out. And now he's going to try and go away again. You know what this reminds me of, by the way? The Chaos. Is it Chaos from Sonic Adventure? He looks almost exactly like him. It's exactly the same thing. Alright, and roll. Okay, well that one sucked. Did I not put Lord's Divine Fortification? I don't think I did. Oh crap. Okay, I really gotta use this now. I probably need to finish the fight now. If I can get away from this, I might be able to... Nope. I really gotta use Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. How about now? Nah, damn. I want to do it again though. Yeah, as you can see now, things are starting to repeat quite a lot. He's using basically the same move, so it's just about, you know, surviving it. Practice, 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 survive, survive, survive. Oh no, okay, Elden Stars. This is no bueno. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how I got away with that. I know Elden Stars is still going to go for a while, so I gotta be careful. Avoid that. Okay, he's almost dead. And avoid it. Come on, come on. Ah, yeah! Yes! I did it! Oh my goodness. Wait, wait. Give me all those runes. God slain! Elden Remembrance. Eldarin. Yay! Yes! I did it! Oh man. I cannot tell you how hard that is. Holy crap. Okay, and now to explain something. So, well, now to go back to explanations. So the first thing you want to do is you are now in... What is this place called? It's called... the Stone Platform. This is the final grace point. It is known as Fractured Marika. And we have currently got access to 2 endings. Actually, 5 endings, I believe? Yeah, I think it's 5 endings. So you can touch Fractured Marika, or you can summon Rani. This is Rani's ending, obviously, the Age of Stars. This is the regular ending, which is called Age of... the Fractured Age, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's the main, like, normal ending. If I had the Frenzied Flame at the moment, this would just say, become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. You would have no other option. Rani's thing wouldn't even be here as well. I believe if I touch Fractured Marika, I also will then be given the option to use the Mending Rune of Perfect Order, the Mending Rune of the Death Prince, and the Mending Rune of the Fell Curse. So, let's go over this. Touching Fractured Marika and just probably not using any of the Mending Runes will give me a trophy. Summoning Rani will give me a trophy. If I now leave and I go to the Frenzied Flame prescription and become and get and inherit the Frenzied Flame, I can then touch the Fractured Marika and become the Lord of Frenzied Flame, giving me a trophy. So now is basically the perfect time to make a save. The first thing I'm going to do real quick though is I'm going to head off to the Round Table Hold. I really want to see, I don't know if Radagon, like, I can't remember what the Elden Remembrance skill, I don't even think I checked this on practice, but let me have a look. Alright, let's have a look at the Remembrance. So, here we go. So you can get Marika's Hammer, which is very interesting that it's called Marika's Hammer and not Radagon's Hammer. Stone Hammer, made in the lands of the Numen, outside the lands between. Okay, so the Numen lands, like where they were born and stuff, are outside of the lands between. They don't exist here. They're outsiders, essentially. The tool with which Queen Marika shattered the Elden Ring and Radagon attempted to repair it. So Marika and Radagon, even though they're the same person, they have different goals. So that's very interesting. The hammer partially broke upon shattering the ring, becoming splintered with rune fragments, as you can see. And it comes with the unique skill Goldbreaker. Leap up high and, while suspended in midair, imbue the rune shard with light before smashing it down hard onto the ground, the heroic Radagon's signature attack. Okay, and you can also get the Sacred Relic Sword. This is the sword that the Elden Beast was using against us. I think this is actually Radagon, because he basically like pulled Radagon into the water, and then I think he became this sword. Sword wrought from the remains of a god, yeah, who should have lived a life eternal. So this is from Radagon, who is Marika, who should have lived a life eternal because they're gods, but it was, I think wrought, I guess, means created, from the remains of a god who should have lived a life eternal. Thoughts on what the weapon portends are many and varied. Some consider it the mark of a great sin or a sign of great devastation. Some think it as the end of an age, while others the beginning. And it has the unique skill Wave of Gold. Imbue the sword with bygone golden glory, then fire it at foes. A wide golden wave fans out forward, sweeping through all enemies caught in its path. They both scale with faith, and yeah. Cool weapons. I've never tried them before. This is like all sort of basically brand new to me. No more equipment? Yeah, that's a shame. Can't get any more equipment. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. So what I am going to do now is... I don't really care too much about the runes, because I'll just tell you what my intentions are. As of this point, we have not heard... Or as of this recording, we have not heard whether there will be DLC for the game yet. I don't think there's been like absolute confirmation that there's going to be DLC, but the consensus seems to be that there is going to be DLC. So I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to create a save. I'm going to upload my save onto the cloud, and then I'm going to do each of the endings. And on the final ending, I'm going to put my save back from the cloud onto here, so that I can essentially be at this point after the guide is finished. So even though I'll have all the trophies and everything done, I want to be able to have the option to still explore the world, because, you know, if there's like, you know, maybe I can go here to the walking mausoleum and get another, you know, I could use all the walking mausoleums to get multiple versions of the remembrances, just so I can basically get all the stuff in the game. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 15. So yeah, it would take you get, I think there's 7 walking mausoleums, so you could basically get it in 2 playthroughs, and then there'll be like an extra, the first one of the next playthrough, if that makes sense. Oh, but hang on, I've already done one. I've done this one. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess if there is 7, then it wouldn't make a difference. But anyway, that's probably what my intentions are going to be. So for the time being, I'm going to actually try and do that. I'm going to put my save onto the cloud, so I'm all completely safe. So for now, be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have uploaded my save from my console to the cloud, and I've put instructions on how to do that on PS5 in the description, so you can do that yourself. And now I have to choose an ending. I guess Rani's is kind of the most, like, just, you know, it's the most different one in terms of here, because all the other ones occur through touching fractured Marika. So let's start with Rani. And just so you know, this is a first for me. I've not seen what is about to happen because I do not have PS Plus on my alternate account, and even though I played the game all the way through once, and then technically I practiced for the guide, I still only have access to 2 out of the 3 endings. So if I finish the game there, then I'm still not going to get platinum on my other account, but oh well, it is what it is. Let us summon Rani.
The battle is over, I see. I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars, a 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Let us go together. My dear consort eternal.
Alright, and that's it. We got one of the final trophies of the game, Age of the Stars. Excellent. I have no idea what she was talking about. No, basically I think she's just saying like a different age is starting, so all the other endings are sort of concerned with using the same thing to continue the way the world has been, and hers is different. Alright, let's I'm gonna skip these credits because, okay, so let's see. Begin Journey 2. If you do not start over now, you can choose to begin Journey 2 later at the Table of Lost Grace in the Round Table. Okay, so let's say no to that. And now I'm back here, but I have a trophy. I'm curious though, I just want to have a quick peek just to see what happens. Ah, okay, so you can't access the stone platform or fractured Marika anymore. I just want to see what it actually looks like when you go there, because I'm curious. And then basically I'm going to go off screen again. I'm going to get my save, put it back onto the console. We're going to pick a different ending. Let's see. Okay, cool. That's all it is, so you can't actually enter. Alright then, so I will be right back. Okay, back again. Fantastic, that worked. So I just did exactly the same thing, but I chose to download my cloud storage save back onto the console, apply to all, yes, and then enter the game again, and here we are again. Alright, so let's see how touching fractured Marika goes. So touch, aha. Alright, so this will allow you to get the trophy, and these are the other three endings. You know what, because I went to all the trouble of doing this, I'm gonna try and show them all off. So we'll do Perfect Order, Death Prince, Fell Curse, we'll come back and do Mend the Elden Ring, and then the final ending will be the Lord of Feared, Frenzied Flame. So let's try this one.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of order.
Oh, okay. Well, you get the trophy for Elden Lord anyway, even if you do that one. That's cool. Alright, so that was the ending of the Age of Order. Cool. Alright, let's do the same thing again. So now I'm going to, yeah, basically do exactly the same thing. Go swap my save so I can do it again. We'll do the next two. The last one, and then I'll get the Frenzied Flame to do the final one. So I'll be right back. Okay, back again. Let's do the next one. Touch Fractured Marika, Mending Rune of the Death Prince.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of the Duskborn.
Okay, awesome. That was another ending. Let's do the same thing. Go no. Alright, so be right back. Alright, the next one to use is the Dung Eater's one. Touch Fractured Marika, use Mending Rune of the Fell Curse.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the reviled curse that defined our age. The blessing despair.
Well, that didn't turn out so well, now did it? Okay, let's skip this as well. And I will come back for the second last one technically, so bear back. Okay, and the second last one, touch fractured marika, mend the Elden Ring.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Okay, and that is where we normally would have gotten the Elden Lord gold trophy, but because we had done the other one, or the, what was it, Perfect Order first, it gave it to us there. Okay, so I am going to bear back one more time. Okay, and now we're back again. We need to get the Frenzied Flame ending. In order to do that, let's head back to the Frenzied Flame prescription and get it. So in order to do that, you come back here, and let's head over here to Hoarah, and she says,
Go to the door ahead. After divesting yourself of your possessions, it will surely open, and the three fingers will welcome you.
okay, so we have to divest ourselves of all our possessions, which is basically all of our gear. I don't think you need to take your talismans off, but I just did. And then you go over here and open door. Okay, so after that, we are now essentially branded, and we have attained the power of the Frenzied Flame, or the... whatever, we've attained the Frenzied Flame, and if we come out here and talk to Hoarah again, she's going to say a few extra things. Let's see.
The flame of chaos has nestled within you. Could you please rest your hand upon me? Burn me with the flame to make me your maiden.
Alright, anything else before we do that?
Could you please rest
No.
on me with
Okay, let's do as she says.
Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting. Thank you. I have touched them. The words of the three fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until all is one again. Those who gave me grace howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, despair, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. As the Lord of Chaos, no more fractures, no more birth.
Okay, and that's it. Hoarah is now on fire, and after doing that, we can collect the Frenzied Flame Seal and 5 Frenzied Flame Stones to boot. Alright, we'll just have a quick look at that seal. Formless Sacred Seal, bestowed by the Maiden of the Three Fingers, enhances incantations of the Frenzied Flame. This seal is the mark of the Lord of the Frenzied Flame, scales incantations using strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith all together, which is ridiculous. Holy crap. This is probably one of the most powerful seals, especially for my build. Well, I mean, my build is like sort of all about the same thing, but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's okay. Alright, I am going to head back to Fractured Marika, and for you guys it'll be instant, but I'm going to take a quick break even though I'm almost done. I'll just show you now that we've done that. We can head over here and it says become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. The other thing to note is that if you accidentally did that during your main quest, as long as you were able to complete Millicent's quest, which I think is possible regardless of how far in the game you are, like even if you haven't done anything with Millicent for the whole game, I think you can still get this. You can use Mikla's Needle in the Farum Azula, where is it? Crumbling Farum Azula, where you fight here, Placid Attack. So I could go there right now, use it, and then I would undo the effects of the Frenzied Flame, and then I could get any of the other endings. So they give you that option. Alright, so for now, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. It's time. Let us access or walk over to the Marika statue and become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. that's it. And now, for the first time for me, I'm going to get Lord of Frenzied Flame and the Elden Ring Platinum Trophy. Finally, the very first time I got the Platinum Trophy, because as I mentioned, I didn't get it in my practice playthrough because it would have required me to do 3 full playthroughs because I don't have PS Plus on that, and I'm not gonna, I don't know, maybe one day I'll get it on my practice, on my other account, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so I already know this episode is really long, and but before we finish up, what I was going to do is I was going to try and sort of give you like a bit of an explanation on the story, but after doing my best to piece it together and using like videos from like Vardy Vidya and all that, I just couldn't really come up with anything. So I decided to just leave that. The only thing I'll say is that I think for me the most interesting part is the Marika and Radagon thing. But it's left up to interpretation because there's a lot of conflicting viewpoints. Maybe they'll reveal something in the DLC, but at the moment, I don't know like who's supposed to be in control. Were they always Marika and Radagon together? You know, were both parties in the same body? How did that work? You know, it is very confusing. So I think it's a really interesting story and plot point, but as to what it actually means, it is difficult and up to interpretation. If I had infinite time, I would probably play the game again and again and again, because I think that you can really learn a lot about the story every time you play the game again, because you have new knowledge, and then the scenes become different when you play it again, so that's cool. But yeah, I don't have infinite time, so I'm not going to do any more playthroughs. Alright, one thing I will say is I'll just quickly talk about what I think about the game. So what FromSoft have been able to accomplish here is impressive. Like, it's ridiculous how big this game is and how much depth the story has, all the different characters and factions, and they have like a history. It's very interesting, and to put it together as much as they have is incredible. If you're the kind of person who only plays certain genres of games, or even just like a few games a year, I could definitely see the understanding of the story growing as you continue to play the game and do subsequent playthroughs. Because like I said, if I played it again, I'd go in and be like, oh wow, like that's something I didn't notice the first time, or now I understand that part a lot more. So that's cool. In terms of the gameplay, I think I've said this briefly before, but if I compare this to something like Neo's gameplay, which I think is basically the best gameplay of any game ever, it's just so incredibly fast-paced, and the way that Team Ninja managed to put that together is like, it's beyond me, and it's what is making me like, I will be super excited when I eventually get to Neo 2 as well, because I haven't played that yet. But with Elden Ring's gameplay, it is what surprises me, and what's most striking about it is the fact that it doesn't really get boring, even given how long this game is. So that is super interesting. And you might go, okay, well, it's because like Elden Ring has a bunch of different weapons and Neo maybe has like 5 different weapons. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but I don't know, I still feel like I tried my best to use as many different weapons in this game as possible, and using like the curved greatswords and the rapiers, and sometimes like the colossal hammers, or I can't remember the one for the staff of the Avatar. I can't remember what the weapon type is called, but like using all of those was really fun, and I really enjoyed it, and it did keep the gameplay fresh. But yeah, I think it does, even despite the game's length, it's crazy how it doesn't get boring. So I think they still did a good job on that, but overall I prefer Neo's gameplay. Speaking of the game's length, I know I've mentioned it several times, it is a big contentious point with me. It is really just so damn long, too long in my opinion. However, you know, I think I've said this before as well, there's nothing in particular that I'd cut out, because like they've put so much time and effort into it, and for me to say, oh yeah, cut this part out, like it doesn't make sense, you know. So it's just what I think. It is a bit too long. If they ever make an Elden Ring 2 and I decide to do it, I'd have to probably do all hour-long episodes, because this was like a 6-month project, and it just feels like it's just too long. Like, I don't know, I think it just took too long. Maybe what I should have done was I should have taken a little bit more, like a few more days off before even starting it, just so I could get every episode to be an hour long. By the way, the final time was just over 82 hours on this, and interestingly, my first playthrough and the practice playthrough were both like 125 to 130 hour long. They were almost exactly the same, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, the first time I didn't know what I was doing, and the second time I had to put a bunch of notes down, so the game was always just like left running for a few minutes at a time. So the fact that it ended up being essentially the same length of time was kind of crazy. In terms of like the enemy variety, it's actually better than I expected, especially given the game's length. There's a lot of repeated bosses and all that kind of stuff, but I still think that taking all those assets from the previous Souls games were used really, really well. And you can see, like, all throughout, there were a ton of enemies that were just like, okay, I can see this is like a reskin and a slight alteration to how it worked in the Dark Souls games for a particular enemy or boss. Mostly enemies, but I think that they utilized their assets really, really well when making this. So that was really cool. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, that was it, yeah. And then the last thing was Joseph Anderson, who I've mentioned before in my God of War playthrough towards the beginning. He makes like video game essays, and he sort of stopped for a really long time. And then for some reason he brought out like this Elden Ring one that was like an hour and a half long, and he brought it out a while ago now. I think it's probably like 3 or 4 months old. But he's so clever and intelligent with the way he makes these video game essays. Like, they're so long, but you never, at least for me when I was watching like the God of War one or pretty much any of his, like, I never want to stop listening. I just want to hear like more and more and more. And so he does a really good job of explaining things. And one of the things he did was he said that this is not just Dark Souls 4, this is Dark Souls 4, 5 and 6. And I really yeah, Ultimate 4, 5, 6, I really think that that's true in terms of the game's length. Like, it feels like you're playing a 4th installment, a 5th installment, and a 6th installment all in one go, and it's just insane how crazy that is. If they had managed to make this the same length as the other games, like a Dark Souls 3 or 2 or 1, then I think it would have been more enjoyable for me, but I do applaud them for the courage of making a game that is this big, because, yeah, the fact that they achieved that at all is insane. Alright, I think that's pretty much all I want to say about it. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to skip the credits. I begin Journey 2, so I'll just go no for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with this file. I might end up just like reloading, or yeah, I'm downloading my cloud save and then just sort of staying here. Can I not rest at the Table of Lost Grace? Oh, you can. Okay, I was going to say, that's weird. Alright, and we finished, well, not exactly as we started. we weren't burnt and we weren't naked. But yeah, there you go. The entire game. Pretty sure I got every grace point. You know what? Just before I finish, even though I should stop, I want to check. I think it's here. I just wanted to check one thing. Let me put some gear on just in case. Probably not going to die, but I want to put some gear on just so I don't. All I was going to do, that one, that one, that one, there, okay, that should be enough. All I wanted to do is I wanted to check if I had collected an item here, because I remember I was practicing and I think I was like farming for Foulfoots or something. And I seem to remember there was like 1 or 2 items here that I didn't collect. They were like near trees, like little golden runes. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm possessed to do this, but I think it was up here. I think it was near these martyrs. Yep, there we go. I found one, there you go. An item I didn't collect. There was probably a handful of items that I did miss. I think there's a golden rune one, yeah. A handful of items that I did miss, but for the most part I got everything. At least everything that was important. Alright, well, I think that's it. This episode is, what, like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that long, but it is the final episode, so it kind of makes sense that it would be on the long side. This is Elden Ring, and if they ever release DLC and it has trophies and all that kind of stuff, I'll probably do it. I hope you have enjoyed all 180 episodes of it. If you're up to this point, congratulations for making it this far. Look at the Erd tree, holy crap. and maybe leave a like. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can. The link is in the description, and subscribe for more content through the years, as long as I can keep doing this. So my name, after all that, I want to say my name's Ultimate456. You're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.